Oklahoma State Capitol is now a full-time construction zone as the effort to repair decades of neglect shifts into high gear. While construction workers are starting to tackle the major infrastructure projects at the Capitol, officials are also trying to figure out how to protect the hundreds of pieces of historic artwork inside the building.
Oklahoma State Capitol Restoration Project Manager Trey Thompson calls it the end of the beginning. 2 years after the legislature agreed to passage of a bond issue dedicated to repairs and renovations of the Capitol, scaffolding provides the visible evidence that serious work to reverse the decay of the century-old building is finally underway.
The great news is that we are under budget still, two years into the project, and we are on time, so we're very pleased with where we're at now. But this is really the first time in the project, now that we've got a lot of our design work out of the way, that people will really see a lot of construction activity when they come to the Capitol building.
Along with repairs to the building's exterior, work will soon begin on the Capitol's aging infrastructure as crews update electrical, mechanical, and plumbing systems. While all that is underway, the building will continue to function as the seat of government and as a tourist attraction that draws thousands of visitors each year, many of whom come to the Capitol to enjoy the hundreds of works of art inside. But don't expect those pieces to be up much longer.
It's an opportunity for us, but unfortunately for the visitors, the work will have to come down.
The State Capitol Repair Expenditure Oversight Committee is considering options for protecting the Capitol's art treasures while construction is underway. A feasibility study by the Oklahoma Arts Council looked into the possibility of taking selected works from the Capitol Art Collection and creating a traveling exhibit at various museums around the state, but concluded it did not make economic sense. Arts Council Executive Director Amber Sharple says the study found startup cost alone for a traveling exhibit would total more than $40,000, which would have to come from private donations.
Bond monies that are covering the expenses for the Capitol restoration cannot go towards a traveling exhibition. So given the current budget environment that all state agencies are dealing with, there's not resources to make that come to fruition.
Even if some pieces were included in a traveling exhibit, Sharple says it would not eliminate the need to place most of the Capitol art collection in storage.
There are hundreds of works of art. We have pieces that are in the public spaces, such as the portrait of Sequoia that's behind me. Then we have smaller paintings that are in the hallways in the House and the Senate. And so we're working with the leadership team in both the House and the Senate to identify which pieces we need to take out for their safeguarding so that they won't be in harm's way during the construction.
Finding storage space for all that artwork is no easy task. Sharple says several questions need to be answered before selecting a location, including whether it has the capacity to handle the hundreds of works of art of various shapes and sizes that will have to be stored. But just having sufficient storage is not enough.
We need climate control because we want to make sure that they're put in a safe environment so that they don't have pest issues. Bugs like to eat canvas and things like that, so we're looking at making sure that we take all the different factors out of harm's way of the pieces.
For many of the pieces, it will be the first time they've ever been taken off the Capitol walls, giving conservators the opportunity to examine them in detail and make needed repairs. While major restoration of any works will take place off-site, Sharple says there are plans to use the Betty Price Gallery on the Capitol's first floor to do minor repairs.
We want to demonstrate to the public what happens kind of behind the scenes in the care of artwork. So we will be doing minor cleanings of some pieces for the public to view.
Obviously, some of the larger artwork won't be leaving the Capitol. Pieces like Pro Patria or works that are permanently adhered to the walls will stay behind during construction.
We'll be working with the conservator and the team to build boxes and to safeguard the pieces, like our huge historic murals here by Charles Banks Wilson that fill the rotunda, to safeguard these pieces against dust, vibration, obviously being in harm's way of major restorations happening in the interior of the Capitol.
As for the pieces that will be put in storage, even though they won't be on public display, Sharple says they'll still be accessible.
Right now, even before the artwork is taken out, we have online resources based on every single work of art that's in the public areas of the Capitol, accessible online. Pictures of the pieces, historic information about the individuals or the historic events that are captured in those works. We have online tools for homeschoolers, parents, teachers to utilize in the classroom to teach about these works.
Those who want to see the art while it's still in a Capitol setting shouldn't wait too long. Plans are to begin removing the art in the next few weeks, with the goal of having everything removed by the time the legislature convenes in February.